welcome to this video. I'm Lindsey. So across this series we've met Sue, which is the name I give to the conditioned critical voice in your head, and we've looked at her 3 drives which spell her name. So S is for safety, keeping you from danger. U is for uncertainty, so trying to outrun the unknown. And E is for exposure, which is managing how you're seen. And the whole invitation has been the same. Notice Sue and stop taking her so personally. But there's a question that often comes up when I look at this with my clients, and if we don't answer it, then the rest of it doesn't really make sense or have the capacity to change things for you. And the question is some version of this. If I'm not supposed to listen to Sue, if I'm meant to take my hands off the wheel, then who on earth is driving? What do I listen to? How will I know what to do? And these are all really fair and sensible questions, because Sue, for all her noise, has felt like your guidance system for most of your life. She's the one who's been warning you, planning for you, keeping you in line, and the thought of letting her go can feel genuinely frightening, like you'd become careless or reckless or fall apart in some way. So nobody lets go of Sue until they understand what's actually there instead, and that's what this video is about. So here's the first thing to see clearly. Sue feels like she's keeping you safe, but look honestly in your own experience. Has all of that worrying, rehearsing and second guessing actually kept you safe? Or has it just kept you tired and doubting yourself? So rather than helping you to have a better life, has it just kept you up in your head and not actually present in your own life? So think about the times when you genuinely felt at your best, a moment when you knew exactly what to say, when it came out clean and clear and without any rehearsal, or a decision that you made quickly and easily and never once regretted, or a time that you walked into a situation and you just knew what to do, you knew how to handle it. Were you overthinking in those moments? No. The opposite of overthinking. Sue was quiet. There wasn't a lot of thought going on at all, and something clearer was there. So you do actually already know this feeling more than you think. So you might walk into a house that you might live in, and you often know within a few seconds. It's a yes or a no before you've really thought about it. And then the mind arrives, then Sue arrives with the list of pros and cons to talk you in or out of what you already know. And it's the same with other big decisions, whether the person is right for you, whether you want children or not. Underneath all that deliberating, there's usually a true quiet knowing that got there first, long before Sue ever started building her case. So knowing can change over time, and that's fine, that's life, that's growth. But the point is that it was there, clear, quick, with a settled feeling before thinking really began. So that clearer something is what is actually keeping you safe all along, not the noise, the knowing underneath it. So we've had it all completely backwards. We've been crediting Sue for our survival, when in truth, she's mostly been getting in the way the whole time of that clear and capable knowing that's really you, really who we are. So let's give a name to what's actually there. So underneath Sue, underneath the worry and the planning and the managing, this your own clear knowing, that's the part of you that was never a problem. The part of you that doesn't need fixing or managing or improving, because it was never broken in the first place. It's completely whole. And I call that your ordinary magnificence. So ordinary, because it isn't some special state that you have to earn or achieve or meditate your way into for 20 years. It's the most natural thing about you. It's simply who you are when you're not lost in the voice of Sue. And magnificent, because it turns out that it's entirely enough. Always has been. It's the capable whole person underneath the noise that was there the whole time. And life works in a way that effort never could when you stop drowning out this knowing. It's the same energy, and this is why it's magnificent, that's spinning the planet, digesting your food, and is changing the seasons. It's that deeper intelligence behind all of life, including you. And I want to be really clear here, because this is where sometimes people can get it a bit twisted. I'm not saying stop listening to Sue and start listening to this other better voice instead. That would just be swapping one voice to obey over another. Your clear knowing isn't a new authority to follow. It's what's there already when you stop letting your thoughts and emotions dominate you and make your choices for you. It's not louder than Sue, it's actually quieter. It's the wisdom and the common sense underneath, the thing that's just always been there. You've always vaguely known it's there. So you don't have to build it, you don't have to become it, you already are it. And the only thing standing in between you and a noisy mind is that you've mistaken the mind for who you are and not your ordinary magnificence. Now, here's the part that surprises people. You don't reach your clear knowing by trying harder to find it. You can't force your way to a quiet knowing. That's just Sue again, trying to manage the very thing that she is the obstacle to. So you actually reach it by doing less, not more. So when you stop feeding the noise of Sue with your attention, the noise of your thought, when you let a worried thought pass instead of chasing it, when you don't pick up Sue's latest story and run with it, the water just settles. And a settled mind is a clear one. And the knowing was never missing. It was just hard to hear over all of the static. So this is why the whole of this work is about subtraction, not addition. You don't need to add more strategies, more routines, more self-improvement. You just need to see Sue clearly enough and stop handing her your attention by default. And as that happens, she quietens down and your sense of your ordinary magnificence will rise. And here's the part that's really impactful. This knowing doesn't vanish when life gets hard. It's there at 2 a.m. when your mind's off racing about something. It's there if a meeting rattles you. It's there when you have an emotional wobble that just comes out of nowhere. And not because you remembered a tool or technique, but because you know what's happening. You can see what's happening. Because remember, the goal is not a silent mind. The goal is for your, if there is a goal at all, but the goal is for your mind to be busy and for you to feel okay anyway. So letting go of Sue is not about letting go of your safety or your protection or your sense of responsibility. It is finally trusting what was reliable and constant underneath her all along. So we can think of it as your inner GPS system that's always running. It's a bit like looking on your laptop for an answer, which is looking into the voice of Sue to guide your decisions, but forgetting that you're connected to the whole infinite intelligence of the internet, which is your ordinary magnificence. So this is where this whole series has been heading. The first 4 videos show you what you need to turn away from, Sue and her 3 drives, but this one shows you what's already there underneath, your own ordinary magnificence that is not broken, always whole. It's not a shinier, better version of you. It's the capable, knowing person who has always been there underneath Sue the entire time. Nothing to be added, nothing to be fixed. And you're not trying to become someone new. You just can stop carrying yourself like you're a problem to solve, which actually turns out to be a really magnificent way to live. And it's the version of you who makes a decision and doesn't second guess it, has a conversation without rehearsing it, and rests without guilt. So if you haven't taken the free quiz yet to meet Sue, it will show you which of her 3 drives is loudest for you, or where the noise gets thickest for you. And that's the best place to start clearing it. So the link is in the description and also in the pinned comment below. And once you've done the quiz, keep an eye out, because I do run a live masterclass where we go into this to help you understand it and actually really notice Sue and notice that deeper intelligence within you in a much more clear way. And that's really where seeing Sue becomes living free from her. So thank you for coming on this whole journey if you've watched all of the videos, and if this series has helped you hear your own clear knowing or start to distinguish Sue from you, then it's done its job. That's exactly what I meant for it. So go ahead and meet Sue, and then you can start coming home to yourself. And I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.